Hey, good morning, guys. It's 5 a.m. in the snake room, and this is kind of what it looks like. Everybody's kind of huddled under the heat or just going to move over because it's starting to roll back on for the day. But here we go. Anyways, this video is 4 cheap things that make reptile keeping so much better. But the first question I have for you actually is a question about if you want to see a video from me. I'm actually going to feed all my animals today, and I've had some questions about making a feeding video, and I've been a little reluctant to do so just because I don't know that it's really the target market that I want to do. And so basically I don't want this to be something where it's just feeding videos for YouTube's algorithm. I'd like it to be feeding videos that are educational and of interest and of value to actual reptile people. So what I was thinking about doing is making a video talking about safe feeding practices, because when you're feeding large constrictors, it becomes something to consider. I'll talk about some little feeding mishaps I've had and how I handle them in ways that were good and not good. So maybe can give you some ideas for yourself, and then also do a demonstration of feeding 4 different animals from small to large. So mouse, rat, poultry, and rabbit, and just so you guys can see something like that. But anyway, so let me know if you'd like to see a video like that and you think that'd be serious of interest to you, because I don't want to just put it out there unless it's going to be something that I get feedback that people want to see it. But if you want to see a feeding video talking about mishaps and safe feeding large constrictors and then a demonstration, I'll do that, but only if I get some comments. But back to the subject today. These are just 4 items that I use all the time in my reptile room, and they're cheap and easy, and you should probably have them. And I'll just tell you, it makes life better. So the first one is a pair of good med shears. So these are the type of like paramedic shears. They're just very durable. They're very useful. They'll cut through like sheet metal or a boot actually. And they have that safety tip, so you can't, so you're less likely to hurt things. But spend $10 to $15 on them. If you buy the sub $5 ones, they're not very good. But if you spend $10 to $15 on them, they're pretty amazing, and they're just the handiest thing for everything around. The second thing that I always keep on hand is extra wide electrical tape. This is 2-inch wide electrical tape, and it just works much better for pretty much everything that we do with electrical tape in the hobby. So it's hard to find in stores, but it's cheap and easy to find on Amazon. So just order a 2-inch roll of electrical tape. It's really handy. This is something that I adopted recently, and they're smart plugs. And I used to run a bunch of lamp timers, and I just finally bit the bullet and went to smart plugs. And actually, guys, there's no reason to use lamp timers anymore. These smart plugs are just as cheap or cheaper if you catch them on sale. They have a lot more functionality. They're a lot easier to reset. You don't have to like reach behind and dislocate your shoulders every time the power goes out to reset your little click timers and things like that. This is a Casa brand. I'm happy with them. They're pretty easy for me to use. Guys, I'm not super techy, and I figured this out. So I'd say Casa is a good user-friendly brand, but I don't know that it's any better or worse than a different brand because I don't have experience with anything else. But I have like 14 of these plugs in play right now, and you can do things. Not only can you just turn lights on and off, but you can do things like a lot of my incandescent lights are set so that they come on at sunrise and turn off at 8 p.m. And because I live so far north, that really varies the day length naturally in my room for those animals from about 16, 18 hours a day down to about 12. So you can do things like that, or you can make plays like maybe if you also have a heat mat that you want to go on at night, you can have your halogen light going on from sunrise to 8 p.m. and then turning off. And you can have a different plug running with your heat mat to go on at 8 p.m. and turn off at sunrise. So there's a lot of smart things you can do with that. And then also these will tell you how much energy you're consuming, so you have a good idea of how much draw you're putting on your circuits. And also, like if you have rheostatic dimmers, those lamp dimmers that I use a lot of times just to fine tune temperatures, you can really see where you are as in terms of percentage of total watts. So for example, if you're running a 50 watt light and you see that you're drawing 25 watts, you know that you have 50% power, and you can fine tune yourself in that way and also find yourself back again. So if you adjust your dimmers up or down, you can really go back to a preset using the energy consumption feature. So they're like $7 a piece. There's no reason to get other lamp timers. These smart plugs are where it's at right now. And the last thing I tell you to get is to get quality spray pumps. And so either a really nice quality hand pumps, they're just better, they last longer, they don't break, they hold more fluid, and they dispense more fluid per pump to save your hands. But really where it's at, guys, are one of these little battery operated sprayers. They are they're like $25. They charge with a USB cable. This one has a 1/2 gallon jug, and I spray 3 or 4 of these jugs in my collection every time I run them once or twice a week. and it takes me like 15 minutes. So my hand would fall off if I was pumping that. So these are just way better than hand sprayers, are better than those pump sprayers. They also make these more like where they have a tank and a wand on a hose, but I find this one a little handier. But just go ahead and invest in one of these. Are 25 to 50 bucks. And I really think that they make life way better for you. So there's my tips for the day, and let me know if you want to see that video about feeding. Take care. Bye-bye.